Now, for the final topic for today, it's a little lighter. It's still kind of heavy, but a little lighter. It's a little bit. Um, Tyler Lepley, P Valley star, Ruth and Boaz. He was recently on the Baby This Is Keke Palmer podcast, and he talked about what it was like growing up as the only black person in his family. So we about to look at that clip, and then we about to unpack that because I found that interesting, and I actually have a lot to say about that.
You grew up as the only black person in your family.
Yeah, for sure.
So how was that experience?
Now, my parents, the one thing my parents did just the best job in the world at was making sure I had that foundation of love. You know, and that was enough to give me the springboard to go figure out who I was.
I know you grew up in Philly, but like, what kind of school did you go to? Was it a diverse school? Did you at least have some?
All white. So my best friend, I'm in second grade, my best friend, third grade. I'm on the bus and he says, do you know what a is?
Oh my gosh.
He was saying,
Not do I know.
Do you know what one is? I said, before I could say no, he said, that's what you are.
it's you.
Bus stop. He got off the bus. He said, all right, I'm gonna holler at you tomorrow.
Just
informing
Did
me.
he have to-
I just remember processing that on the ride home. Like,
I know. And had you heard the word before?
No, but I felt it.
It's something about white kids and having them as a best friend in elementary school, teaching you words that you have no business knowing. Because I had a white best friend in elementary school.
All right. What does this have to do with mental health? But mental health wise, there was one girl I remember because the thing with sometimes with they say things like your friend and like Tyler Lepley said, that guy, and they are either offensive or racist, and in their mind they don't realize that it is, and they think it's okay, and they just don't. They have no couth, and they just don't get it. And you like, that's not okay. And I remember I used to always tell this one girl, like, when they would say like little stuff, because like even when I was a teacher for a bit, and it was, in Houston, it's a lot of Hispanics, and the blacks and the Mexicans would, because mainly Mexicans, but and I'm like, that's racial jokes not funny to me. But I just feel like one day it's going, you already irritating somebody say something, it's gonna take it there. And I used to tell the black kids, I'm like, stop letting them Hispanic kids call y'all niggas.
I'm not gonna lie, being from the Midwest,
I said, don't nobody say the N-word harder than a biracial. And I don't know what it is, but they say it every other word.
I will say now as an adult, I would be like, why are you saying that?
Mm-hmm. But moving to the next segment, I think that this is something we need to talk about because we don't talk about that much. Honestly, I picked this topic. I thought it was interesting, but it's really hitting the way this conversation is going. If somebody says something racist or really anything that makes you uncomfortable, and you have to address it. And the way you go about addressing it can be different. You could pull it up to the side and have that simple conversation, but you do have to address it in some way. You cannot let it slide. That's the main thing. Men should always address things. There's ways you go about it. You don't have to yell at people. You don't have to swing on nobody. You can find healthy ways to address things. And like I said, if this is a friend or, that who maybe, because it is, in his case, that was a friend. If it is a friend, you grown like, hey, bro, we can't do that. Or like, I don't feel comfortable with you doing that or saying that. Or like, it make me feel away because it's like, he might be like, my bad, I didn't even mean like that. Or, in some cases, you might have a Hispanic friend or white, whatever. He might say, hey, bro, and he like, my bad, bro. I grew up around people who let me say that. So for me, it's normal. Where you might be offended by it, but I grew up that way, so I'm gonna work on it around you, but because you can't control how people react, but you can just say your face, and if they dismiss you, then you should just to let you know where y'all stand at, because it ain't like no, hey bro, use a paper towel when you leave the bathroom. This is something with race, and this is serious. So the other stuff you can ignore, but that's something, if they kind of dismiss you, you kind of like, I see. So yeah. Anything you want to add to that?
Address things as best as you possibly can. You have to learn how to be you have to know how to communicate to address things, because they could go really left in the friendship or at work. It can end badly. So if you do address something, I would say think twice before you bring it up, and make sure that you're talking to that person with some kindness.